I'm getting so sick and tired of Sony shit, bro. So to those who haven't already heard about it, CES is effectively our new E3 for everything now, for gaming, tech, and all that shit. Like, we got the 50 series cards dropped, but there's one thing in particular that you can already tell off the thumbnail of this video that we're talking about today. We're talking about the Helldivers movie that's coming out, and I'm telling you, excuse me, and I'm telling you this right now, this is going to be the biggest piece of slop Sony has put out because they put their grubby fucking hands onto it. So look, does the Helldivers movie sound good? Yes. But is it also going to be bad? Yes. You wanna know why? Because if it's not like... there's really only one way they could go about it, and it's Starship Troopers. And people saying, well, they could be more original with that and, you know, not have to kind of do that. Motherfucker, we're talking about a intergalactic government that preaches democracy via propaganda in destroying alien life forms that are not like them. What the fuck is that? If we're talking about similarities and what will come of it, this is gonna be like verbatim Starship Troopers. And don't get me wrong, Starship Troopers is hilarious, but it's also bad. Like, I love the movie, but it's awful. And it also gets even worse and worse just because it's Sony. Sony's gonna be the one making this. Sony's gonna be the one who's like, yeah, our super success. Matter of fact, watch this clip of them announcing it.
On developing a film adaptation of our amazingly popular PlayStation game, Helldivers 2.
As president of Screen Gems, and I'm excited to take on the first PlayStation horror game with the upcoming film Until Dawn, which comes to the big screen on April 25th of this year. The key to successfully adapting these games comes down to one thing: respecting the source material.
You can respect these nuts. So it's like, and also the way they announced it, they're like, oh yeah, we're making a movie. And Horizon. Either way, about Until Dawn. Like, what? And they're using it through the company Screen Gem, which is going to be effectively Sony's adaptation company now. So if they have a game series that they themselves own, they'll adapt it with this company as kind of a way to like show off what Sony's capable of doing on multiple fronts. Now, the reason I really don't like this idea is just because Sony tried snuffing out Helldivers. In the very beginning, they tried stepping out the fire that was Helldivers because the devs tried to give them a bit of pushback on the fact that they were kind of ruining the game. And mind you, the way this works is that Arrowhead Studios is subservient to Sony, so they technically do have to listen to what Sony says, but there's a level of discretion that can go on. But after that, it's still Sony's final say, you know? So it's kind of like, think of a parent-child kind of dynamic. It's like, the child can obviously rebel, but in this case, the parent will still have a final say in overall ending, in which they can punish said child. That's what they kind of tried doing with the PSN shit, nerfing everything. The nerfs that came through were not from the devs. Well, yes, from the devs. The thing is, Sony was saying they want the gameplay more... they wanted to pace the gameplay more. So the devs effectively had to go along that without Sony having to pull money from their program. And because of that, you get the great nerfs of that one shadow period of Helldivers. That was the reason for it. The reason they buffed everything afterward in that one massive patch was because Sony realized, okay, we kind of killed our game trying to punish the devs. And now we're losing a lot of money on Helldivers because surprisingly Helldivers makes a lot of money through its microtransactions for cosmetics. Believe it or not. They let the Arrowhead devs kind of take the reins for a bit, and it's been good. Helldivers has been really fun the last few months. Ever since the announce at the Game Awards where we got the Illuminate, it's been super fun. I've loved every second of it. Now, do I think they're going to handle the Helldivers movie any good? I want to say no, just because it's Sony. If it was like Paramount handling it, Paramount's been on their shit lately. They've been on top of adaptations. Obviously, they've only been really handling Sonic, but Sonic, I haven't watched the third one yet, so shut the fuck up. Sonic, everybody thought was going to be a dog shit, like, you know, adaptation, especially from that first photo we got of Sonic. But no, they fixed it, and it's been fucking amazing from the very beginning. Now, if Paramount was like, yo, let us take care of this. Let the professionals take care of it. I would say Helldivers 2 the movie, or Helldivers the movie is gonna be the greatest movie, and they're gonna have fucking Benicio del Toro in it. They're gonna have fucking what's the director that likes feet? Not Nolan. I'm sorry, Christopher Nolan. They're gonna have Christopher Nolan in it. They're gonna have who's the guy that likes feet? Quentin Tarantino. They're gonna have everybody in this movie, all right? It's gonna be absolute cinema, all right? It's going to be amazing, but it's not by Paramount. It's by Sony. The crusty old man that thinks their old style of running the game industry is gonna be the way that it continues. I'd like to say I have faith in Sony, but I really don't. Sony's a piece of shit company. They've proven that they have an ego over profit, which makes no sense. As a business company, you'd imagine you'd want to squeeze out as much money as you can and create successful titles and not snuff out your own titles that are succeeding. But Sony's like the worst kind of company. They succeed, but they also have a major ego about themselves. And because they think because they're succeeding, that ego gets more inflated because they think their way works. It's more not necessarily the case. It's more so just you're really the last major titan that creates consoles and games. So yeah, it's going to seem like you're doing good, but it's not the case. Microsoft just kind of quit making consoles. I saw that there was a leak for one. I don't think that's entirely true because they did say they were pulling out of the console market. But who knows, honestly. Microsoft right now has just become a like computer R&D, game R&D, like conglomerate. Like they make games and new tech and all that shit, which is actually a good like model to have. Yeah, you can continue to make like, you know, consoles and stuff, but the thing is with how fast technology, especially in regards to gaming, is accelerating, like we saw the 50 series, the 5070 for $500 gives you the processing power of a 4090, which yes, that's what the DLSS 4.0 frame generation shit or whatever the fuck it is, so I get it. That's technically buzzword shit they're saying, but what I'm saying is with how fast graphics cards and all that and video game processing gets and how fast it is accelerating overall, it kind of starts almost becoming redundant to make a console and become a company that makes games and components for gaming systems like Intel. Intel was, you know, they made CPUs and a very, very, very bad line of early battle mage GPUs. But the new Arc series is really good. I've actually was considering picking up some Arc series graphics cards for my computer, or at least for a second. I was trying to build a small one. Okay, I've strayed really far off topic. What I'm saying is, though, Sony is not in a structure where they they can handle this well. I don't think they're going to have good directors. Maybe they'll have good actors, maybe underrated actors. And the thing is, with the Helldivers movie, you have to accentuate you do not matter. They pretty much have to make ODST the movie. That's what they have to make. Halo ODST the movie. That is what this will be. It has to be a story of a couple of Helldivers who dove into one sector and they fought heartlessly, and they just continuously fought, somehow surviving, returning back to base, everything. And in the end of it all, they all have to die, because in reality, a Helldiver does not matter in the grand scheme of things. They are expendable. They are one in trillions, and they do not matter. And this movie has to accentuate that. If it's going to be they could also make it the propaganda style where you could join the Helldiver Corps and become the sole hero of Super Earth. Like, if they go for that, but then it's like a reality shift to like, okay, the movie will start like this. I can already kind of see how they're going to go about it now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. It's going to be, the beginning is going to be like, you know, video propaganda and all that, being like, oh, you could join the Helldiver Corps. You could save democracy and become the hero of Super Earth, blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of deal. Probably show you John Helldiver. That'd be so funny if John Helldiver, the fucking face of the trailer and shit. That'd be cool if he's probably going to be in the movie. I don't doubt he'll be in the movie. But that has to be in the movie. Give it a reality shift to maybe a team of 4 Helldivers. Do the typical, this is the commander, this is the pyrotechnic guy, this is the smart guy, this is the guy who'll like try to hothead everything, you know. That's what we'll have, right? But don't just make it that cliche, you know, give them face, give them value, all sorts. We're making ODST the movie, pretty much. I'm so serious. Follow the pattern that ODST campaign is and make that a movie. Make sure it's like they're nobody, but this is their story. And in the end, their story did not matter because there's a whole other war outside of just what they're doing. This is happening a million times over. So if they try to make it like these, like genuinely try to push the focus, like these are the heroes of democracy, these are the guys that'll get it done, it is going to be a bad movie. And because of how Sony operates, I think they're going to be that fucking stupid to try to follow safe cliches just to make this movie work. I don't know. All I know is that I don't like Sony. I don't like what they do with a lot of their IPs. I don't like how stubborn they are with making new things with their IPs and sharing their IPs so that greater things could be done. Like take what was the Spider-Man movie that we got all three Spider-Men? That was amazing. But you know how hard it was to make that happen? You know the legal fucking loopholes that had to happen with Sony just to let that shit happen? That's why I fucking hate Sony. Rather than make something great that the audience will love without difficulty, they'd rather go through all the fight to make sure nobody can get what they have. And before anybody says, oh, well, but it's theirs. I get that. I'm not saying they have no right to it. I'm just saying, how the fuck? I don't understand. It's almost like you have a landmine of just gold. If you share that, you could not only make so many more titles, so much more success, so much more money, you can make so much more respect for yourself as a company and ensure people who come back to your IPs, people who come back to you as a business, you have some of the best titles. If God of War was made a movie, I would watch it, but it had to be produced by co-produced by a different company that is not Sony, because I hate Sony.
Yeah, fuck you, Sony. Honestly, I'd rather not have the movie than have it because of knowing your reputation and exactly how you're going to go about this. I'd prefer just to avoid all the pain and trouble. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Catch you later. Deuces.